In the heart of Chicago, a cold wind swept through the towering skyline. Inside a packed theater, cameras were rolling, lights shining, and a banner overhead read, "Rise Again, National Resilience Conference." The crowd waited, buzzing with anticipation. Some were college students drowning in debt, others were single moms, veterans, and young entrepreneurs hoping for a miracle. And then, stepping out from behind the velvet curtain, came Steve Harvey. Known for his wit, his wisdom, and his whirlwind journey from nothing to everything, he wasn't here tonight to make people laugh. He was here to change lives. Steve looked across the audience. His voice, slow and powerful, filled the room. "Oi, me ask y'all something, you. Ever thought about giving up?" Hands went up, hundreds. He nodded. "I've been there too, more times than I can count. Why, I'm here to tell you the truth, the pain, the comeback, everything." Steve's smile faded as he began his story. "Before all this," he said, gesturing to the stage and lights, "I was a nobody. I was a grown man sleeping in my car, washing up in gas station sinks, and eating sandwiches from a vending machine." The crowd was quiet now. "One time, I only had $35. I was too broke to go home to my family, too ashamed to ask for help." His voice cracked. "I had a dream of being on TV, but every time I told somebody, they laughed. Even I stopped believing it could happen." And then, just when he felt like giving up, Steve remembered a message left on his answering machine. "I had $35, no job, no hope," he said. "And this voice on my machine said, 'Hey Steve, we got a spot for you at the Apollo Theater. Can you make it?'" He didn't have the gas money to drive from Florida to New York, but he didn't say no. He just prayed. That same night, another message came in, a gig in Jacksonville, Florida, just enough to earn the money he needed to get to New York. "You see, when you don't give up," he said, eyes shining, "God don't give up on you." And then, Steve scraped together enough cash and made it to the Apollo Theater in Harlem. When he stood on that stage looking out into a sea of strangers, he felt terror and clarity at once. "I knew this was it. No more excuses, no more backup plans. I gave that crowd every laugh in my soul." And they erupted. That night didn't make me famous, but it made me believe again. And then, success didn't come overnight. I got booed, fired, slept on floors, lost friends, got told I wasn't funny, wasn't good looking enough, was too black, too country, too loud. But Steve kept showing up. Every stage, every audition, every disappointment. And slowly, things began to turn. A comedy gig led to a radio spot. A radio spot led to his first TV job. And before long, he was hosting shows across America. "But let me tell you," he said, "money doesn't erase pain. It just buys you better problems." At the height of his early success, Steve made a bad business deal. It cost him everything, millions of dollars, his trust in people, and almost his mental health. "I wanted to quit all over again," he admitted. "I thought, maybe this wasn't meant to last." But then he remembered that car, that $35, that voice message. "I remembered the fight in me, and I said, no, I didn't survive all that just to break now." Steve rebuilt, brick by brick, laugh by laugh. He started the Steve and Marjorie Foundation to help young men like he once was. He mentored others. And most of all, he spoke. Not just jokes, not just punchlines. Truth, fire, fuel. "When you walk in your purpose," he said, "God gives you the strength to keep walking." Back in the theater, Steve's voice grew quiet. "You might be in your car right now. Maybe not literally, but emotionally. You feel broke, alone, forgotten." He paused. "But let me tell you what someone told me once. Your setback is a setup for your comeback. The room was silent, not a phone in sight. People were weeping, openly, shamelessly. Not because of sadness, but because of recognition. They saw their struggle in Steve's story, and for the first time, they saw a path out. Steve took a breath, voice low but strong. You don't need to be famous. You don't need money right now. All you need is this. Don't give up. The applause started slow, then roared. People stood, clapping, crying, shouting his name. As Steve walked off stage, he turned back once more. I left a piece of myself out here tonight. But if even one of y'all gets up tomorrow and keeps going, then it was worth it. Moral: never give up. Not when you're broke, not when you're broken, not ever. Your story's not over yet.